Hey, good morning, everybody. I've been working on my RV here, getting ready for my full-time retirement. And over the years, it had accumulated a bunch of scratches and various things, and so I thought I'd do a full cut and buff. And I'm on the last section right now. It's taken me about 38 or 40 hours so far to do the whole coach. I'm on the last little 10-foot section here, and then I got to do the rear end. There you can see those scratches, pretty bad. That's from trying to get into too many small state parks. Let's see if I can get the right angle here, get a hold of that scratch. Look at that one right there. That's pretty bad too. But not to fret. Most of those that come right out, they're not deep. They're just surface scratches in the clear coat. And so, well, we're going to hit it with a buffer and some number 4 Meguiars and see what we get.
I highly recommend the Meguiars. It is the best compound that I've found. Spread 5 or 6 dabs of the compound on your polishing pad. It's really, really important that you run the buffer on a slow speed. This is a Harbor Freight 7-inch diagonal buffer, and I've got a wool pad on it, and you want to keep it moving. If you stop, you're going to burn through the clear coat and make yourself a mess. So keep the buffing pad moving back and forth, and eventually you'll end up with something that is pretty acceptable. So here's our before shot, and you can see pretty much all the scratches are gone.
You can see I got most of the scratches. I could see a couple right in here still. Okay, now I recommend that you use extreme caution when using something like this. This is much more abrasive than the Meguiars I'm using. Meguiars does have a higher cut called diamond cut. I don't have any of that, and I think I can get by with what I got here. I've used it before on this coach. Also like that, just a touch of water to my pad, not much, because too much water will cause a lot of slop around. Also slowed the buffer down. Oh yeah, that's coming up nicely. A little scratch here still, got a really bad one right here. But I think I'll hit it one more time. Let's try some number 4 again. The difference between the Meguiars and the rubbing compound is Meguiars has a specially formulated particles that does all of the polishing. And as it polishes longer, they start to break down, and they'll get smaller and smaller, and they're actually doing a lot of polishing. With this number 4, I've done a lot of polishing, and it brings up the surface really nice. I hate to use the rubbing compound, but there's some pretty bad scratches here that I take full responsibility for, by the way. Now there's one scratch up there. It's not going to come out. It's up high enough. Nobody's going to be able to see it anyway. But polish up nice. Hand block. Clean it up. So I made an adjustment to the camera here, and so maybe you could see up close kind of how to do this major scratch repair. And you're probably looking at that thinking, screwed up the RV, man. You got it all. Nah, you wait. So back to the 2000. Scratch still could be seen over here. Well, yeah, that's a bad one. Scratches in dark surfaces are hard to get rid of. I'm using 2000, so I don't think I'll get through the clear coat. And it still looks like clear coat that I'm sanding. I don't see any pigment yet. Getting a little more aggressive here with my sanding. Okay, since it's so bad, let's drop down to some 1200 real quick. Gotta get it. Again, I'm trying to stick with the tenet that you go with the least aggressive method first and get more aggressive as you need to. Still see that.
So let me pause here for just a moment to talk about this paint. You notice here that it looks like it's completely scratched up, but in reality what's happened is that the surface of the fiberglass wall has failed. It's my understanding that if I took the coach back to the manufacturer, they would replace the walls because apparently it's a known issue with these. But the painting is at your expense, and it would be probably around 20 grand to do a repaint on this.
Well, that looks like that got it. That makes me happy. Now we'll go back to 2000, take out the scratches we made with the 1200. Now, go with some 3000.
So if you look closely at the wet surface, you can see there the shine's coming back with the 3000 grit sandpaper. And so I'm going to clean this surface up really well. And then we're going to hit it with the Meguiars again. This is the number 4 compound on a wool bonnet. And then we're going to slowly buff this surface out and see what we get. Remember, it's super important to keep the buffer pad moving. Don't stop in any one place for very long because you will burn through the clear coat. But as you see here, I keep working that, and the shine's coming right up.
So there you go, you got a scratch repair. I'm going to buff that one more time. I'm going to get some number 83 on it. What I'm going to go with now, I'm going to go with number 83, and that's a little lighter cut.
So I've put on a fresh wool bonnet and adding 5 drops of the Meguiar's number 83 to a polishing pad. I'm going to polish this surface. I'm going to hit this a couple of times.
But, there you go. No more scratch.
Now I'm moving on to the final stages of polishing the surface. And what I've got in my hand now is another Harbor Freight tool. This is a DA sander and with a light polishing pad and some, in this case, Meguiar's number 205. I'm going to do the entire wall surface with the 205. And I'll probably hit it again because I want to make sure that I'm getting all the swirls out of the surface. A light polish with the cloth, 2 coats of wax, and you're done. If you like what you're seeing, be sure and give me that thumbs up. I'd like that. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I got a lot more great videos coming your way. So until we meet again.